Santa, I'll join the Gap-Tooth Army, and I'll make better toys. I'll be about that life, I promise.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas to all! There's no stopping the Gap-Tooth Army! Ho, ho, ho!
Yo, 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 what's good, gang? You know the name. It's Transition representing Gap-Tooth Games, and I'm back at y'all with another video. Go ahead, hit that like button for me as you come on in. Drop a comment down in the comment section. Let me know how you feel about this video. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed, because we're going up. We're on our way to 10K, so if you want to help us get there, just tap that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. But, man, I'm mad at y'all. Y'all, we supposed to be family. How come y'all didn't tell me that Pearl got out of there like roaches when the lights turned on when the Satan and Sinner popped up on the LaPeef Network? Now, we ain't gonna keep it, we ain't gonna lie. We gonna keep it whole 100. Somebody actually did get down in the comment section and let me know that happened. So shout out to that person. If I can find your comment, I'm going to pin it right now. If I can't, forgive me. But I appreciate you. So, we gotta laugh at this together as a family, man. Come on in here. Hit that like button. Let's get into this, man. Let's check this out. We are in a reaction song, so act like you know something, and we gonna get into the content. Let's get it. But let's get it.
There's pretty much specific scholarships for everyone.
That kind of sounds like a deflection.
I did really enjoy today, but my boyfriend, I told him I'd be done by 10, so I do have to.
I bet.
As soon as I showed up, I am the
Rage quit. Rage quit.
Well, we could do it again.
Super villain.
Rage quit.
But I told him I'd get on it.
Can I just ask you one question before you leave?
I think y'all not really giving Pearl a fair shake, right? Because in real life, I think she really likes black people. If you know, you know, right? So, but I do want to use Pearl's logic real quick. Because let's forget about what we were talking about in the past. Right. Okay. So look, right. So I want to focus on what's happening right now, right? Like if we're looking at right now and you're looking at the callback rates for potential employees that are black versus white, they have to turn in 50% more applications. That's systematic, right? That's something that we can bitch about like right now, right? Record low unemployment, 5.5% over the last 50 years. It was pretty much double that, right? If we talk about incarceration rates, I know y'all touched on that, but innocent black people are 7.5 more times likely to be convicted wrongfully of a crime. So that's real, right? This is what I'm talking about, the systematic shit, right? And the odds, we talked about the deletion rate, but for real, I've heard many people part their lips who are in this space to say that the exception to the rule is never the rule, right? So 98% of us are not incarcerated. I've never heard anybody horned out on a fact that was 98% ever until we start talking about black people, right? And the odds of a person actually being deleted, you go outside right now, we talk about how bad this is going on, but it's 0.002%. So it's not something that you really have to worry about. Most white people aren't actually being violated by black people. So I would want to know what people would have to say to that, because I feel like we're really honing in on a lot of things that black people are doing, but we are actually moving in the right direction. We understand that there's work to do, but for us to be ridiculed in such a way, it sounds.
When she laughed, gang, she looked like Ed with that bigger. She looked like Ed from Ed, Edd n Eddy had a baby with Mr. Ed the horse. But I don't get how he could say he don't think that she doesn't. I mean, I guess because he knows that she, used to date black people. But just because you willing to take some dark meat don't mean. I mean, it was plenty of women, sneaking into the slave quarters and getting a huckabuck on with the, they big strong slave, and then, they turn on them in the morning. Like, we know what's up when it comes to sexual proclivity. Just because you're willing to sleep with somebody don't mean you don't have your thoughts and opinions on them. Shoot, in the next video after this one, I'll show you a prime example of that. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tag it in the outro. Just stay tuned. But yeah, let's get back to this.
It's crazy to me.
Wait, what was the?
I'm sorry, I'm distracted by Amira and her little sexy secretary glasses. She done just throw out.
Aisha, I was trying to copy Pretty Intellectual. I was trying.
So Trev, were you agreeing with her or disagreeing? I think that's where I kind of got lost. It sounds like you.
You got lost in that? Did you hear the stats? Just heard of? Yeah.
How'd you get lost in that?
That was sarcasm, bro. That was in the beginning was sarcasm.
I can tell you what it is, the callback rate, black versus white. I don't. Again, you know, if you're an employer and you hire black people, and you're out of 5 black people, one was lazy, one stole from you, and one did X, Y, and Z. You're gonna be less likely. One called you a colonizer. In the future, you may be less likely to hire them. Again, it's if that's the reputation of the group, people do adapt because it's very expensive to hire an employee that doesn't work out. Like, you have to pay them for months, and it's just.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, so we're talking about the whys, right? If we're talking about the whys, this is the reason why I brought that up is the why. We're saying, why are you feeling like black people aren't up to par? The reason why is because there's actually systemic racism going on. That's a real thing.
The reason why is because she's benefiting off of it. When it benefited her to befriend black people, when it benefited her to call in and suck up to Kevin Samuels and ask him for advice and then basically steal his whole flow, remix it, colonize it, and give it to the world in a ginger form, it was all good. When she was over in the UK exploiting those black UK people, those stupid idiots who we kept trying to tell her, yo, she over there using y'all, and they went to back. I was just watching one of them old videos earlier, and Auntie Jenny was going in on black Americans for Pearl. She literally had black people fighting against each other for her. And it was all good then. But once they woke up and realized, dang, you know what? She is using us. She won't even reciprocate. Like, we literally built this whole platform over here and she won't even reciprocate. Help us out a little bit. Yeah, once they realized that, then you couldn't use them no more. Then you came tuck tail and came back over here, Pearl. And now black people ain't good no more. We ain't. You notice how when they can't use us no more, we ain't no good to them no more. You know what I'm saying? We've been lazy ever since we started working for free, Pearl. God dog.
She spoke about the why. She talked about pattern recognition. But the thing is, if she's being logically consistent, she would have to say the probability is much higher for other white people to build up a bigger pattern recognition of other white people. So therefore, they'll probably have either the same or more negative accounts with other white people. If we're being honest, like, think about it. If the white person is the head of the company, they're hiring more whites anyway. So then, therefore, the probability is higher for them to have negative experience with more white people rather than black people. So she is going, pattern recognition is a real thing. Pattern recognition, we all utilize it, and it helps us to, not make the same mistakes that we made before. You get what I'm saying? It helps us with many different things, but I think that's the part that she was speaking about the why, Trev, but it was just different from the why you were looking for.
Can I?
No,
I disagree that there's systemic racism. I think there's more racism against white people.
Of course you do.
But how would you be able to recognize that when it's impossible for it to happen to you?
She just said she thinks racism is systemic to white people. How, when y'all hold most of the power in the country? Like 90+% of CEOs, white. If you look at Congress, most of Congress, white. The highest position in the land, out of every president that there has been, the only one who hasn't been a white man is literally one of them. Every other one has been white. What is she saying? If the system is systemically racism to y'all or racist to y'all, then that's a y'all problem. Like, what? Shut up, Pearl. Like, she say these stuff to try to get people, these little buzzwords to try to like get reactions.
Well, I mean, even by that fact, you're saying it's impossible for me to experience racism as
systemic racism. It's impossible.
Well, again, that just kind of goes back to that's a cop out. Like, I just think
cop out. First off,
there's a lot of. Do you want to hear my opinion, or do you just want to?
Go ahead.
I mean, there's a bunch of scholarships that are given. Like when I was in high school, there was a black guy who got like a 27 on his ACT, and he got into Notre Dame because there are specific scholarships for black people there. The white guy in my class, he got a 32 and he didn't get in.
No one can verify.
Are you gonna go on the record and say that scholarships are wrongfully awarded to black people more than anyone else?
I'm not saying that it's wrong or right. I'm saying there are specific.
No. Did you hear that?
Why are there specific? These people ain't asking the right questions. All you had to do was simply ask Pearl, why are there these scholarships put in place for black people? And if you want the honest answer, it's because that these schools are notoriously known for not letting black people in. So much so that the government had to come in and set up some of these scholarships and say, yo, y'all have to let at least this many black people in. Granted, HBCUs started because basically, you know, white slave masters were sneaking into slave quarters, making children with black women. And then they wanted their children to be educated, but they kids couldn't be educated along with regular white folks. Like, ask the right questions when you got her on these panels, man.
The question, I said, are you going to go on the record saying that there are more scholarships awarded wrongfully to black people than any other race? That's what I asked.
Again, I didn't say wrong or right. I said the fact is there are specific scholarships. It's the same with women, right? There's specific scholarships that are made for women. There's pretty much specific scholarships for everyone.
That kind of sounds like a deflection.
I did really.
So why is it a problem when it's the black people? You just literally said technically there's specific scholarships for everybody. So why is it a problem when black people use them? You see, like, what are we talking about here? And y'all notice, hold on, I ain't even noticed the Saint just popped up, but the Saint just popped up, and now she is ready to beat the bricks. Look at her.
Enjoy today, but my boyfriend, I told him I'd be done by 10, so I do have to go.
I bet.
As soon as I showed up, I am the boogeyman.
Rage quit.
Oh, we could do it again.
Super villain.
Rage quit.
But I told him I'd get on it.
Can I just ask you one question before you leave?
Look. She got look like a roach when the lights turned on. Look.
Super villain is here.
Can I ask you one question before you depart?
Gotta go. I'll see you guys.
Rage quit. That's a rage quit.
It's not a rage.
I bet.
I'll see you.
Rage quit.
Back to the cul-de-sac, Ed, Nettie.
Do it again.
Nah, the super villain is here.
Y'all scared her off.
What up?
Peace of the Saints. Thank you for. I don't know who added me on, but whoever it was, I appreciate you sharing your platform with me.
Hey, what up, man?
That was JR.
I'm chilling. How you feel?
What's up, bro? What's up? Good to see you.
I do want to state before I left my stream, I especially came here because I wanted to catch Pearl. And before I left the stream, I said, hey, my team had reached out to her and she agreed 2 times and backed out. I said, if I showed up on that panel, she's going to run. I said that before I came over. As soon as she saw my face, she's like, actually, you know, the tea is boiling. And Shorty got up out of here so quick. Mm-hmm. But with regards to the specific question, I just want that to be stated for the record, because all of these white supremacists, they swear up and down they are the greatest intellect we've ever seen. And then instead of using meaningful statistics, data, and studies, they keep on telling you what their experience was. Well, my experience with black people, I thought that was insane, because I'm like, I grew up in a ghetto, all my family's black, and I barely see any black people. How do you see that many black people? I gotta organize an event to be around black folks.
I'm telling you.
So they're using anecdotal lies, but to the point of the guilt, white folks don't feel any guilt. And one thing that we have to start doing is what you guys didn't pull out. And I was listening, mind you, this was a great conversation. I really enjoyed it so much that I decided to react to it as much as I can. So my commendations to all of you. But when she's talking about black fatigue, she's essentially suggesting that there's something wrong in the black genetics. Our DNA provides a propensity to violence. We're fundamentally bad people. And when you say there's something wrong with the DNA, you can't train people out of that. You can't educate them out of that. And she was even sly enough to say, not you, Cooley, you're cool. Which I was like, what is this, a TV show? Like, this is crazy.
But notice how Cooley didn't have a problem with being one of the good ones. You're one of the good ones, Cooley. You're not like the rest of them. And it's funny how he's got that spot on. Marquett is spot on with that. That's the mentality, and that's how they think. But if you look at history would show you that the real ones with the propensity for violence, the real ones who act like barbarians, the real ones who share DNA with things that are other than, we ain't gonna get into all that. We're just gonna say, if you look at history tells us, man, who the real savages are, bro. And that's the racists. Like, come on. We ain't even gonna, let's not even, the most heinous atrocities committed on the planet had airs of racism edged into them. And it's usually at the hands of, Caucasian people.
Fact of the matter is that when they have identified your genetics as problematic, now they're providing the explanation as to why you can be eradicated, because they're doing it for the good and the peace of the society. Because you're the devil, you're the problem, so they're just going to get you out the way. Because we tried to reform them. We gave these black folks 300 years in America, and they still ain't acting right. The problem with these people is this. They'll point out the violence in our genetics, and they'll use their crime data, but they never acknowledge their crimes because their crimes are not recorded as such. One of the things I wanted to ask her is, how many people have black folks killed in 2025? She wouldn't know the answer, but I'd give her time. She'd go check the answer. Then I'd say, okay, how many folks have white people killed in 2025? And then she'd go check the crime statistics, and then she'd come back with some very low number.
I think I know where he was heading with that. Basically, she checked the crime statistics, but she wouldn't check the statistics of, let's say, the war in Ukraine right now. The bodies that are edging up there. The bodies that are responsible, that Donald Trump himself are blowing these Somalian drug boats, because honestly, we don't know what's on these boats that they just blowing out of the water. You dig? These could be fishing merchants for all we know. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying the president himself is pressing a button on some of these boats being blown up. That's not considered a crime. He's taking life. That's not considered a crime. Do I believe that people should have their life taken for drug smuggling? I believe that people ask for drugs. So if you ask for drugs, people gonna come provide you drugs. I don't believe that you should necessarily just be wiped out for it. But I say all that to say, they gonna micromanage and they gonna put everything we do under a microscope, and then they gonna inflate it. You know what I'm saying? But with them, they try to contain everything. They try to separate or downplay everything. We say, hey, yo, we know this is a bunch of people who are pewing up these schools that are the same demographic. They say, well, he's a Democrat, or, he's mentally unstable. It's always an excuse with them. With us, it's just, oh, it's the black guy again. You know what I'm saying? And we tired of it. We see the double play. But yeah, man, it was funny when Marquett got up on there and ran her up here, man. I like that. I ain't even gonna lie. I like seeing the devil get stirred up. Nah, I'm playing, man. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it down in the comment section. That's all I got for y'all in this one. Be sure to check me out on the next one. Don't forget to like the video on your way out. Comment down in the comment section. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed. Road to 10K. We on the way. And until next time, gang, you know the name. It's Transition representing Gap Tooth Gains. Oh yeah, and don't forget, life isn't about making it from point A to point B. Life is about living in between the gaps. Peace out. And the next one I'm going to tag, man, we got a undercover snow bunny who was really an undercover swamp rabbit. And she wanted to be racist online, saying black people are basically dirt. And it turns out Well, I ain't gonna ruin that for you. Y'all just stay tuned to the outro and y'all can check that out with me over there to see what I'm talking about. But yeah, that's all I got for y'all, gang. Peace out.
Steady cash getting water heavy hash twisting. Lane sippers and mean strippers who just all up at the green and it means just fast living. And I'm not one to judge cause I've been off that mud double cup with no fucks when I pass limits. And who don't like the smoke and get gone off a cone but it would not get blown unless gas in it. Hold up, we bout to roll up. I got some smoke, keep you up like it's Folgers. Rookies try to hit the cookie, fuck around and throw up. So we drop the hottest
no
in the verse and
stopping
it
the
blow up.
Gap
But
Tooth
we got some
Army.
recognition from a nigga so what? We be walking down the street get beats like I know us. Now bitches in the sheets but the freak on the meat skis keep ready feet. Hell yeah, make them toe touch. You know what? I go nuts but yet I'm steady focused. Probably from the biomass flower, no lotus. I can't even think how many trees we done smoked up. Whatever the number gonna fuss, you'll need a tow truck. Getting shit across the seas with ease, put a boat up. That's no lie, baby girl, no joking. Shorty said she can't swim, I'm behind the back stroking.